What's up, guys? Nate with Park Projects. Today, I got a question for you. What's better than one comet? Fucking two comets. All right, so I picked up this little comet. I had to drive a few hours to go get it, but I'm very, very happy with it. It's actually a really solid comet. I'm going to feel a little bad pulling parts off this thing. This would be an easy restoration for somebody, but it is going to give its guts up for the two-door. Such is the circle of life. Anywho, if you see this menagerie over here, right in there, you already know what's going on. I had a key for the trunk. It was broken off in the lock. So I pulled that chunk out and I picked the lock and I got it to turn, but it still wouldn't open. So you know what that means. It means the trunk latch is completely rusted solid. So I pulled this back seat out, which actually is in not terrible fucking shape for the fact that this car had a window down and doesn't have a windshield in it and has been that way for a long time. But yeah, look at the back seat in this thing. Obviously it's dirty, you know, so that is what it is, but it's all there. The mice haven't chewed on it, with the exception of that little hole right there. They made that. But they didn't really get into like again, it's disgusting and filthy, but like they didn't even really pull fucking seat stuffing out of this thing. So, I mean, usually there's nothing left and it's just the springs, but anywho, I digress. So, went ahead and unbolted the trunk latch, and we're going to look and see what kind of treasures we got in here. I am kind of hoping to find the other hood hinge in here because I have that one, but that's the only one I found in the car. So let's just see what we got. Okay. Well, so yeah, as you can see, that is just all rusted up. That ain't coming apart for a while. I got some rust in the lip on this one. So this one might actually be in worse shape. Well, no, it's not, because mine has the one that's on the two-door is all rotted out here. It's actually rotted to the outside. That one I have in storage is actually completely perfect. And it even has like the cardboard insert that goes between this piece and this piece. And that's wild. You know, how did that survive? But let's see what we got going on in here. So, looks like we got parts for a couple different engines in here. I got two fans. So, I heard there was a 144, and then there was the 170. And this was originally a 140 car, and they at some point had switched it over to a 170. So that would probably explain the dual fans in here. I got a flywheel. I've got two clutches. I've got transmission gears. Oh, there we go. These are kind of nice. When I looked these up on eBay, I found a set of new old stocks, but they wanted like 200 fucking bucks for them. So that, yeah, that's a old top shelf find, if you will. So we've got, it looks like two air cleaner bases, or full air cleaners. There's the top to one and the top to the other, and a base here, and it looks like there's a base underneath that. These are special for those Poly 1904s. I don't know if you guys have been around a while, you might have seen that 56 Ford. I think it's pinned up to the top of my videos. But it had that glass bowl Holly on it. That's a 1904. Now, they had metal bowls and glass bowl versions of that carburetor, but that's a 1904. But it's got that funny bevel at the top that this sits into, and then you tighten it with this. And then the air cleaner stud is there and doesn't actually go to the carburetor. Don't ask me why they did that. But when I was doing that, when I was trying to get that Ford running, I looked at those, and I think they were asking a little over $200 for one of these then, and it wasn't restored or anything. So anywho, I digress again. Looks like we got a bunch of wiper arms. So that's cool. Another clutch. Still don't see that, ooh, aviators. Oh yeah. Those are good. Those are good stuff right there. We got a couple mirrors. That's cool. I don't think I have mirrors on mine. Actually, I'm sure I don't. And I don't think this one did on the outside, so I wasn't really expecting them. But wait. We'll look at that in a minute. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm not seeing that other hood hinge. I was really hoping it was in here. Oh, it's got a trunk mat in it. Look at that. And it looks like it's all there. That's pretty cool. So that'll probably move over. Oh shit, brand new spark plugs. Oh yeah. Probably not any good anymore. Well, maybe that one is. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit in here. That's freaking cool. Timing cover. Yeah, no hood hinge that I see. So I haven't gone completely through the interior on it. It might still be in there, but I don't think it probably is. So that is unfortunate. Yeah. Let me kind of sort through this stuff a little bit and see what I got, and I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Found this too. This is an original Ford washer fluid bag. So these cars that had a washer pump on them, they didn't have like a little box like you see now with a little plastic thing with a pump in the bottom of it. They had this, and they were like pressurized. So pressure would go in one side and then push the fluid back out of the other. And also they hung on the side of the fender like that. So I did not see the hooks while I was in there. Looking at this one, there's no engine in this one, by the way, but that's cool shit. That's an original, so we'll get that cleaned up. So yeah, we're finding gold already. All right, let me keep going. It's a big old bucket of rat turds and nest. Yeah. To see what was under it, it's like really solid. That can just be there. Doesn't feel like there's much in that bucket except for fucking that disgusting stuff. So, well, let's look at the other side of this car. Kind of maybe take a look at the inside. Like I said, this thing is actually not the worst one I've ever seen. There's one of those 1904 Hollies I was talking about earlier. So that one's, like I said, metal bowl. But you can see that little beveled lip on there, and that's what that clamps onto. There's actually like 3 or 4 of those 1904s in here, and a 2-jet just chilling over there. Not supposed to be in there, but you know, that's farm car stuff for you. So I did see a master cylinder in here. It's probably not any good anymore. I'm just gonna kind of just assume that, but it was missing off the car. But the doors are in pretty good shape. I got the handles that I need because I don't have handles. All the glass is in it with the exception of the windshield, which, like I said, has been out for probably, I don't know, 5-10 years at least. So that being said, you would expect the floors to be like super bad, and they're full of shit, and I mean literal shit, and leaves and stuff like that. But it could be a lot worse. I don't know what that thing is. I hope that's a stick. But yeah, one hood hinge was just laying up there, so I'll have to keep digging around. I kind of shuffled through this thing with a crowbar, just to see if I could find it, and I did not. So there's that. But oh yeah, the dash is in this. The radio's in it. I'm sure the radio does not work. However, we're gonna take that out. I think the steering wheel is actually in better shape on this than it is on mine. Like I said, I kind of feel bad pulling this car apart. it does have a couple bad fenders, and it does have this pretty good whammo in the roof. You know, you live out at the farm, you live under trees, things land on it. So, but yeah, I've got a full grill in this thing, minus the one headlight and trim ring. But that's fine. I have all of that stuff. I don't have a grill though. This one's got a full grill on it. And, so like I was saying, there's no engine or transmission in this thing, but there are still a few good parts up here. Oh yeah, there's those hooks that I was talking about. Hang on, let me get this hood up. That's good enough. Won't fall on me now. Yeah, so there's those hooks that I was talking about that washer pump hangs on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got a full wiring harness in the car. There's some cut wires. So here's the thing, guys. I know I said I was gonna race car the two-door. That plan has changed wildly. I did not think I was going to be able to find a parts car. And then this thing just popped up. And like I said, had to drive a ways to get it. But I think we're moving more into the restoration realm now. So, yeah, I mean, these guys are guys after my own heart. I mean, even they put their bolts back in, you know, and when they took their stuff off. I wish they'd left the hinges on and then just put the hood back on it, even if they didn't bolt it on. But, you know, that was a long time ago, and it is what it is. I'm still very happy with what I have here. The whole clutch linkage is still there. All of the shift levers, the Z-bar for the clutch. Yeah, all that stuff's there. Like I said, the 3-speed transmission is in the trunk, or in the passenger area. The cross member's in it for the transmission. Battery tray. Yeah, look, it's not even roasted out. And look at that. That is a factory battery tie-down clamp. It's kind of neat stuff. You just don't see it anymore. So, yeah. This thing is going to give up some good parts, and we're not going to crush this thing, though, when we're done. It's going to probably sit around, and hopefully I never have to get into it too much more than I'm going to today, but it's not going to... I'm not going to turn it into soup cans or anything. And, you know, maybe at some point we'll look at moving it on, and maybe somebody else might take this and look at it. It's basically the same thing, you know, same missing parts that I had. And decide to do it themselves and find a bunch of parts for it. But, yeah, like I said, this thing's solid. I do feel bad about it, but it is going to be what it's going to be. I need stuff. So, anywho, I wonder if we can see how many miles this car had on it. I'm going to guess it was a lot. Okay, 71,792. I don't know if you guys can read it, but I can kind of read it by moving my light around. I'm going to guess, well, you know, that might not have gone around. So the story I got on this was, it actually was a mail, like a rural mail delivery vehicle, which I think is kind of wild, being a stick shift and also a column shift. You know, trying to be on that side and leaning out that window. I mean, unless you got like freaking a 7-foot wingspan, or maybe you just drove the wrong way down the road. That could be too. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at today. I'm going to keep kind of digging around on stuff and see what I can find, see what I can salvage out of the inside of here. But that's kind of an update on my Comet, and or both of my Comets, and where we're going to go with them. One more fun fact for you. I have seen exactly 3 of these in my entire lifetime. I have never seen one on the road. And I have owned all 3 Comets that 61 Comets I've seen. So that's just kind of a weird little thing. But I like the oddball stuff, and I absolutely love these cars. And I can't wait. I cannot wait to be driving mine down the road. All right, guys. That'll be enough for today. I will see you guys next time.